This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Nick has a question for us. He says, what was the general reaction from the amateur wrestling community during this period? Was there a sense of apathy even when you were successful just due to the nature of pro wrestling?
Well, the amateur wrestling community, they did reach out to me and, they said, hey, we're going to support you whatever you do. But, we were a little hesitant about you doing this, but the WWE did come out of the closet and say they were sports entertainment. They were no longer real sport. And they said that makes it easier on us to be able to let some of our wrestlers, head into pro wrestling. So they understood that WWE no longer said that they were the real deal, the wrestling, like amateur wrestling. So it was a lot easier to cross over by that particular time.
Socrates Johnson wants to know, who are your first and worst potatoes in wrestling?
First real potato would have been John Cena, which he never does this. He's always been good with his punches, but he punched me in the mouth one time, knocked my front tooth out.
Shit.
Yeah, completely out, gone. I had to have a surgery and implant and everything. It was crazy. But the worst potato was definitely the table spot with Triple H. That was my worst. Going through it, getting a concussion, hitting my head 4 feet below, that was pretty scary.
Captain Chaos wants to know, was there anyone in the locker room who was openly abrasive to you over your rapid ascent up the card?
Nobody said anything to me. If they thought it, I wouldn't know it, but nobody really told me directly, I'm pissed off at you because they're pushing you and you don't deserve it. Nobody really did that. So I can't really gauge how many people would have been jealous or envious or how many people were actually supporting me. Everybody was real supportive in the locker room, and I didn't have a problem with anyone.
Man, this was such a fun episode to break down. We got so many other questions. Let's see if we can get one more here from Francis Reyes. He says, who was your riding buddy on your rookie year? And did you learn anything from traveling with them?
Well, I learned how to have fun. It was Team Wreck, we called ourselves. Rhino, Edge, Christian, and Kurt.
That's fun.
And, crazy thing is, when I started, I didn't have the painkiller issue back then. So we didn't drink, we didn't take drugs. We went to the shows, went to eat, went to work out, but we had a lot of fun together. We just all had great chemistry. We all had great personalities, and we just had a blast. And, it was a lot of fun traveling with those guys. And I actually miss it to this day. They were my best friends, Rhino, Edge, and Christian. We had a blast. Team Wreck.
Do you remember there being a time where somebody, maybe one of the old timers or one of the top guys, tried to, twist your arm to come drink at the hotel bar? Because it feels like for years and years, that was what a lot of the guys did, right? At the end of the show or before the show, the night before, everybody's hanging out at the hotel bar. And sometimes peer pressure is a real thing, especially if they know you don't drink. Then it almost becomes a game where they want to try to get you to drink. Any stuff like that happened in the first year?
No, and the reason is because I never went to the hotels they did. I would go to the shitty hotels that were only $39 a night, and there wasn't a bar there. You didn't have to worry about anybody pressuring you. You just went to sleep. So I didn't have to worry. I wasn't booked at the TV hotel, which is what a lot of the talent do, and that's where they end up drinking. I would book myself at, the
Days Inn,
Microtel or Days Inn.
Yeah.
So I did the simple, basic hotel, so I wouldn't have to do that.
You talked about money a little earlier, so I can't help but wonder, since you had talked about how your family didn't exactly grow up wealthy, you guys were just normal Americans like all of us. Was there one guilty pleasure where when the cash starts rolling in, you're like, hey man, I'm excited to finally be able to buy blank? What was blank? Do you recall?
I bought my mom a car.
There you go. That's cool.
That was a cool thing. I gave everybody in my family, after my WrestleMania payoff, I gave everybody in my family $10,000. All my siblings, my 5 siblings, and my mom. So that was 60 grand that I gave out. That was really cool to do that because they all needed the money at the time.
Man, that's awesome. It's such a great story. And I just can't thank you enough for sharing your experience and being so transparent with all of us. We've had a blast here. And by the way, the best way to support the show is to go pick up some chicken snacks, baby, over at physicallyfit.com. Use that promo code AnglePod. You get 20% off. And over at kurtanglebrand.com, you can get a great deal on all your autographed goods. You're looking for 8x10s or birthday cards or milk cartons or whatever it is. They've got it over at kurtanglebrand.com. We'll be back next week. We're getting close to WrestleMania season. It's WrestleMania 22 coming up next week right here on the Kurt Angle Show.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.